So now we are going to apply the price filter. So first thing, we need to have the interface for the price. This is the area where we are going to show the interface. So in the sidebar component, below all categories, first of all, I'll copy this entire division which we already have. And the changes I'm going to make here is, instead of categories, I'm going to say shop by price. Next thing is I'm adding the slider. I'll say input type is equal to range. So at the moment, I'm fixing the min and max value. That can also be dynamic, but at the moment we live with these fixed values. So now you see that the minimum min value slide bar is already displayed. Let's also add another slide bar where I'm going to say max. So now we have both the slide bars added. So now on change, we need to call the function. So we are going to call the set filter, in which the filter data is passed. That is the filter, and also the price, which is again the filter value. Let's also add a button. I'll say button, and this is going to be the apply filter button. And on click of this button, we are going to dispatch the apply filter method, where we are going to pass the filter and the product data. Now let's have a console log just to see what all is happening. Now you see that apply button is displayed. Let's open the console and we update the sliders. So we have the value getting displayed. So now we'll have to make changes to the filter. Let's first add the on change event on the max slider. And here I'm going to say max. To be on a safer side, I'm using parseInt for both min and max. Now we have both the events. Here you have the min, and also the max is getting executed as well. So if I just check, here we have the max as 76 and min as 12. Both the sliders are configured in a way. So now you see that the filter has both category ID and price as minimum and maximum. That we need to apply further. So we'll go to the apply filter method. So now we are going to add a condition in the filter data method. So if keys having min max, that is if price filter is applied, then we are going to see if min is not null, So here the condition is that if min is not null and if the item's price is less than minimum, then it will return false. And somewhat similar for max as well, but here we have the greater than sign. Now let's check the filter. So now you see that the data is getting filtered by price as well. Now let's also display the sliders value. I'll add the label here. I'll say price and filter.price. The max value. So here I am adding a question mark because there is an issue. The error is because when initially there is no value, it will be null. So by putting a question mark, you are just mentioning that if there is a null value, do not generate any error. Otherwise, it will display the value. Now you see that the output value is undefined. So we need to set a default value also. So here we can say default value is 0. Now let's check the output. And here we have the price is defined. Now whatever value we change, you can see that it is displayed in the price tag. Now you see that when we click on the apply, you get the filtered data. Now let's also add remove filter, that is removing the price filter as well. So there will be another button. So I'm just going to copy this button and paste it. This I'm going to say remove. And on click of this button, again I'm calling the set filter and set category filter as well. And then at the end I'm going to dispatch with null. So I have called 3 functions here on click. You can certainly put all these 3 functions call in one common function also. Now let's go to the output. First of all, we'll apply the filter. Now we have applied the dresses filter and the price is, let's say, minimum price is 16 and maximum we put around 44. So now there is only one product displayed when I click on the apply. Now let's again say apply. So we have this data. Now these 4 filters are working, that category and prices, both filters are applied. Now let's change the minimum to 15 and max to 20 and apply. So now you only have one record. Let's again change the max value. So you have the one more product also. Now let's say remove. Now when I clicked on the remove, it removed the price filter, but the categories were not unticked. So let's make this remove as remove all filters button. So in case if the category is selected and if I click on the remove all filters, it is removing the filter. Now we need to untick those checkboxes. So let's go to the coding. And here I'm going to say checked. And we'll use the find method. So it will only return true or false depending on which item is there. Now let's check the output again. I'll click on the few checkboxes and we'll go to remove all filters. Now you see that all the checkboxes are unchecked. Now let's also format apply and remove all filters button. Let's also change the text of apply button. Here I'll just say apply prices. Let's format both the buttons now. I'll apply the class. I'll say class name is equal to btn sidebar. Same is the case with the second button. Now I'll go to the CSS. And we'll add the button sidebar class where I am applying the few CSS settings. So now we have applied the hover color. So now this styling is also done. You can certainly improve if you want to. So more or less we are done with categories and price filters. In the next section, we will be looking at the product description page. That means when you click on any of the product, there will be a detailed view for individual products.